Hello and welcome to the first part of Destiny's Princess, a war story, a love story, forbidden romance. This is my first ever YouTube playthrough, so let's begin. Well, may as well start with the prologue. Are you gonna play with that right here? Sorry, my cat's playing with its toy right underneath my desk. Prologue. Irritation. Sorry, I'm going to get rid of the bar down the bottom. It's quite obnoxious. If you guys can't see it, then this is completely and utterly freaking pointless. In a castle near the coast in the Kyogoku region, on the outskirts of the capital, vermilion. A sea of vermilion that stretches so far that one might go mad just looking at it. Rough breathing and the sound of gushing blood, roaring like an open sea, echoed in my mind. Ah! I screamed inside my head. My voice wouldn't come out because my throat was dry. Why did this happen? Vermilion, the color of fire, and the color of blood staining my vassals and loved ones. A demon appeared out of nowhere and I was on guard. Grrrr. The demon howled. He reached his arm out to me. The vermilion splattered on his body must have been someone else's blood. Stay away! I squeezed out some hoarse words. I stumbled and reached for the door. My kimono got caught and I tumbled onto the floor. He showed me his yellow teeth as he laughed. He was like a predator in front of his prey. My kimono was caught in his claws. Another demon slowly came up from behind the first. Now there were two. Oh, enough out of you. There was a sea of fire downstairs. My mother helped me escape, but I saw her ripped to shreds. I was the only one left. I searched for a way out, but when I looked behind me, I gasped in shock. I had meant to run around aimlessly, but before I knew it, I was in my father's room. Behind me, there was a sheathed dagger sitting on a sword stand. There was a red jewel embedded in it. It was short enough that anyone could wield it. It was an unknown treasure handed down in my family for generations. Ever since I was young, I was told not to touch the dagger unless my life was in danger. I won't die here. I took off the outer layer of my formal kimono and crawled toward the dagger. I took it in my hands. I won't be killed by the likes of the demons. They stole the lives of my father, brother, and even my vassals. They even protected... sorry, my bad. They all protected me while I tried to escape. The demons walked towards me, seemingly unconcerned with the carnage around them. It was hot. The flames that scorched the castle would soon consume me as well. With trembling hands, I unsheathed the dagger and gripped it tightly. The demons were sneering as they leaned down and reached for me. I got a whiff of their rotten smell and then the thick smell of blood. I had to kill them. However, my hand was shivering. Smoke was seeping in from the cracks in the floor. I couldn't die here. I wouldn't allow myself to die. I couldn't lose my life after everyone had sacrificed theirs. But what can I do by myself? All my loved ones had left this world. What could I do all alone? The demon's claw struck my chest. Am I going to die? I didn't feel any pain. I just felt an impact and saw a splash of vermilion. I was holding the dagger, but my hands were cold. Something wet dripped onto them. Was I going to die? All alone? Do you want help? Please, someone. Do you want help? Yes. Do you want to be saved? I want to be saved. Daddy, what's this? Oh, this? It's a family heirloom, my little princess. Heirloom? I heard one of our ancestors won it long ago in a duel with someone from the Rokoku clan. By the way, they say a frightening demon lives inside this blade. What? A demon's inside it? It's an heirloom even though there's a demon inside? Yep. You see, the demon will grant you one wish when you're in a time of need. It can grant any wish? Of course, it'll grant anything you want. At least that's what I was told. That's so cool! Then I want to eat my fill of dumplings. I'd rather have roasted rice cakes, peaches and melons too. Come now, this blade can't be used so frivolously. It's an heirloom after all. Why can't we use it? In exchange for granting your wish, the demon will steal something important from you. So listen closely, princess. Only take this blade when you think there's no other solution to your problem. You must never forget this. A dream from long ago? It was an episode from our childhood. It was a peaceful dream. Did I die? I must be in limbo. That was where the dead went first. There was a dim and slightly warm light. I couldn't tell where it was coming from. One part was white. I saw a shadow in the wavering fog before me. A child? No, that's a ghoul. The shadow looked like the ghouls I had seen in paintings of the underworld. It had a big belly with his hands and feet, but his hands and feet were just skin and bones. He happily moved his hands and feet. He was dancing like the commoners during a festival. From here I couldn't tell if it was male or female. Its voice sounded strangely like a mix between both genders. Delicious, delicious. Your blood is quite sweet. Sweet nectar, sweet nectar. What are you? The small demon let out a high-pitched laugh. You know quite well what I am. How about it? I'll grant you a wish for the sweet, sweet blood you gave me. A wish? Then you're the demon inside the... Here, have a peek. I saw a castle. My castle. It was burning in the night sky, on the edge of falling apart. The stone wall, the castle keep, and the castle tower. The beautiful ancient architecture was now fading. I can grant your wish. The small demon's high-pitched laugh reverberated. I suddenly lost consciousness. Hey. Hey, Kirby. When I opened my eyes, I saw a man propping me up. He looked so happy. She's up! After hearing that, someone else started to stare at me. Please relax, your wound is shallow. I didn't know this man either. What in the world happened? It looks like the work of demons, but where are the demons that did this? Who are you? The two men looked at each other. Hey, what's wrong? It's me, Yukimura. Have you forgotten your own brother's face? Huh? I was puzzled, but then I let out a sigh. Oh yeah, that was right. He was Yukimura, my twin brother, but... What's going on? He was my brother, but he was different. He wasn't the brother from my memories. Kirby! What was going on? I couldn't remember my brother's face or his name. I remembered how he always followed me around, but I couldn't remember anything else about him. My head hurt. I knew it wasn't him. I knew he wasn't my brother. It just didn't feel right. Not to mention this place. The castle, didn't it burn down? It was attacked by demons, but where did they disappear to? I'll make your wish come true. Does that mean that wasn't a dream? Did my wish really come true? The princess must be tired. She is injured after all. A man with an eye patch stared at me with worry on his face. His name was Masamune, right, he was one of my vassals. I rarely ever talked to him, but he was friends with Yukimura. They acted like brothers. However, he wasn't the Masamune I was familiar with. I thought it was just a scratch, but does it hurt? Do you want to get some rest? Oh, right, you should get changed and take some medicine first. Jeez. Yukimura looked pretty flustered. I don't know where the medicine or your clothes are. Ugh, it's a pain not having many female servants. Hanbei, do you know where those things are? No. The person named Hanbei became silent. It was like he was stuck in thought. He then started to stare at me. His cold gaze. Oh, I remember. He was my fiancé. We grew up together and promised to get married. But he was different. The man I remembered had much gentler eyes. His face, his voice, and his name. I tried to remember, but I couldn't. I knew he was different, but I felt like my head was full of haze. More importantly, everyone was supposed to have died. My brother and the vassal, who was like a brother to him, both died fighting the demons. During the fight, my fiancé was ill and drew his last breath. In exchange for granting your wish, the demon will steal something important from you. Is that what's going on? These strangers swapped places with the people that died. Have my memories been changed? They probably weren't aware that they swapped places either. My body started to shiver. Instinctively, I shook off Yukimura's hand when he put it on my forehead. Oh. Yukimura looked hurt. He began to sulk and averted his eyes from me. You started shivering, so I thought you might have a fever. He didn't seem like a bad guy. He was a little childish and easy to get along with. He was like my actual brother. I'm sorry, I was a little surprised, that's all. I apologized and he smiled. That's good, you are tired after all. The demons surrounding the castle haven't made their move, so get some rest while you can. I'll find the demon that attacked you and exterminate him myself. Yeah. Oh. I nodded and then realized something important. Father! Where is Father? If all these people swapped places with my loved ones, I was sure Father did as well. I heard someone reply to me from behind us. He had a low, resonant voice. I'm here. I didn't notice it before, but there was a strange air in this place. It felt like there was a tiger standing behind me. I turned around and my father was sitting down calmly, resting his chin on his hands. I knew him. He was Nobunaga. He descended into this land as my father. He was completely different from the kind father in my memories. His sharp gaze looked like it could see through everything. He stared me down without restraint. He suddenly smirked and stood up. Father, how are you? It's so boring waiting here silently. Why don't we play with the demons outside for a little bit? You're not planning on going out this late at night, are you? Is there a problem? What are you saying? Yukimura was flared up, but Hanbei stopped him. With all due respect, Lord Nobunaga, the troops are exhausted. I believe it would be better to stay inside tonight and wait until morning to attack. We're against demons, Hanbei. Do you really think I'll wait until morning before attacking? Oh. Even you should know that, you cunning man. Nobunaga started to laugh. Did you want to take the blame before Yukimura started to oppose me? Hanbei didn't say a word. He just lowered his head. I grabbed Yukimura's hand and held it tightly. Yukimura looked mortified. He glared and Hanbei... I think it's supposed to be at? He glared at Hanbei and Nobunaga. But Nobunaga paid no mind to Yukimura and turned to Masamune. Masamune, come hither. Assemble your troops. We're going outside. Yes, my lord. The two of them went toward the door. Wait a moment. Suddenly we heard a voice come out of nowhere. Without making a sound, a man appeared from out of the ground. Who goes there? Masamune stood in front of Nobunaga. What's this? No warm reception. I did send a message preceding my arrival. The man shrugged his shoulders and smirked. He then got on his knees and lowered his head. I am Fuma Kataro. My former master has died, and I came seeking a new one to follow. I received a favourable reply and was in high spirits. I made haste to visit you today. Or did you by chance change your mind, Master Nobunaga? I was surprised by his arrogant behaviour. His words were polite, and he even bowed, but he was sarcastic. He was hiding his smile. It was like he was taking pleasure from the old situation. For a moment, Nobunaga stroked his chin in thought. He finally nodded. Oh, that's right. I did receive your letter. We have met face to face before, haven't we? It is as you say. Although I didn't think you would actually come here. What does that mean? There was another meaning behind Nobunaga's words. Yukimura and Masamune didn't understand. Only Hanbei stood there with an unchanged expression. It left an impression on me. Now then, Katara, was it? I'm sure you have a good reason for stopping me, don't you? Of course. Katara nodded. The enemy has gathered in front of the main gate. They are destroying it now. There are roughly 1,000 of them. 1,000! I almost shouted. I didn't know how many soldiers were still in the castle. No, even if they were uninjured, 1,000 demons were too much for them. It looked like my fantasy was going to end here. When I bit my lip in defeat, Nobunaga spoke in his usual voice. Continue. Continue what? You stopped me just to tell me that. Did you not come here to show me how stealthy you are? Katara grinned. Indeed, I have found the leader of the demons. I see. Nobunaga's eyes became sharp. Without turning his head, he spoke. Hanbei. The individual demons aren't intelligent. If we take out the leader, the rest should run away. Can you hold them off? Yes. Do you have a plan? Yes, my lord. However, I need Sir Fuma to do his part. Hanbei spoke frankly. Kataro arrogantly snorted and stood up. I, Fuma Kataro, promise that my 8 subordinates and I will do our best. Geez, Hanbei and I have to hold down the fort while the commander goes down himself. When did father become so reckless? As I faintly listened to Yukimura complain, I walked to my room. Kirby, what's wrong? Huh? Why the long face? Does your wound hurt? No. I put my hands on my chest. The cut was a lot shallower than I thought. It throbbed, but didn't hurt. I was more concerned about the 5 men who were around me. I was sure I heard about a ninja named Kotaro when my father was still alive. He had decided to bring in a masterless ninja. However, I heard he was attacked by a demon on his way here and died. Did that mean that someone swapped places with him as well? Don't worry. Yukimura placed his warm hand on my shoulder. I looked up at him. He was smiling softly as he looked at me. That Kotaro guy seems a little creepy, but he also looks reliable. Masamune's there too, not to mention Hanbei's plan. If anything, father won't go down that easily. Yeah, you're right. You're really kind, Yukimura. What's up all of a sudden? Yukimura. This Yukimura must have been shy. He was blushing and turned his face away. Maybe I was dreaming when I saw the castle fall and everyone die. My memories could be wrong too. This Yukimura was my real brother. And the dagger, the demons and everything must have been a dream. What's happened, Kirby? Your kimono's ripped. Huh? There's a huge rip on the hem. You didn't notice? I looked down and was taken aback. It was ripped just like he said. It was evidence that the demon attacked me. So it wasn't a dream. Were you climbing a tree like you used to when you were little? I swear, Kirby, you're such a tomboy. Yukimura laughed, but I barely noticed it. I was in my room alone. I sat down and let out a deep breath. I didn't know who these men were. At any rate, they weren't the people they claimed to be. Where did they come from? They had false memories of being in this castle, but was that the work of that demon in my dreams? Their loved ones might have still been somewhere out there. I unintentionally put my hand on my chest, and I realized the dagger was there. Actually, a frightening demon lives inside this blade. I couldn't remember his face, but those were my real father's words. The ghoul, the small demon inside my dream that told me it would grant my wish. I grabbed the dagger and spoke to it. Did you do all this? Of course! I dropped the dagger after hearing the unexpected reply. The dagger had a strange androgynous voice that came from the center of the blade. Hey, be careful with me. I've gotten brittle over the years, you know. You can't be. Are you the demon that was sealed in this dagger? It's all thanks to you for giving me your blood. It's been a while since I've been able to talk to a human. I couldn't believe what was happening before me. Nevertheless, this dagger understood human speech and was talking. More importantly, the castle was now standing and the dead were now living. After seeing a dagger talk, nothing else could surprise me. Tell me, who are those men? You ask some strange questions. Those are the people you wish for. They're famous heroes from the previous world. I can't see why you take issue with them. What do you mean, previous world? Your former world. They came from a time of intense fighting. My former world? A different world? I didn't quite understand. In any case, you brought them here from some far off place, right? Yep, I pulled them here with a little tug. It was like fishing. So you overwrote their memories in exchange for mine? Yes, it's as you said. I sighed without realizing it, and the dagger annoyingly laughed. There's no need to worry. I told you, right? They're great heroes. They're sure to make your wish come true. He was right. It was just like he said. This was my wish. I was disappointed when everyone died. I didn't want to see the castle fall to ruin. I was sure that was why the dagger granted my wish in this form. However, he just involved unrelated people into our battle. Nobunaga didn't return until sometime close to sunrise. I tried staying up to think about everything, but I may have slept a little bit. I came to my senses hearing the commotion in the castle. I put on my clothes and went out. Until a moment ago, almost no one was in the castle. People had come back. I stopped the maid who was walking quickly as she held a wash bowl. The maid was confused and bowed down on the floor. Raise your head. Has father returned? Yes, however, he was injured a moment ago. Injured? Where is he? He is in his room. I was on my way to get hot water for him. I see. Sorry for stopping you. Be on your way. I sought out my father's room. Now Nobunaga was using it. When I came closer to the door, I became even more impatient. I stood in front of the door and wondered if I should call out to him. It would sound natural if I called him father. I felt guilty for my real father, though. Father, may I come in? Princess Kirby, is it? Enter. I entered and Nobunaga was sitting on his bed. There was a page behind him holding a hand towel. The hand towel was dyed red with blood. Yukimura, Hanbei, and Masamune were already inside. Your wound. There's nothing special. I tried finishing off the leader, and a small demon grazed my back. Does it hurt? Ha! It feels like my back is itchy. Its claws were a little too sharp to be a back scratcher, though. What happened to the head demon? Oh, we defeated it while Kotaro distracted the demons. Splendid. Masamune was the one who finished it off. He seized him while I was preoccupied with the little demon behind me. Masamune silently bowed. Now I thought about it, the original Masamune was the silent type as well. Then the demons? They ran away with their tails between their legs, right? Nobunaga spoke to someone off in the distance. Exactly. I didn't know where the voice that reply came from. However, I don't think this is the end of it. The voice was like a passing breeze. Yukimura raised his eyebrows. You don't think it's the end? You took out the leader, didn't you? For the time being, but if you think that was the real boss. He chuckled. It sounded like he was making fun of Yukimura. You... Yukimura tried to say something, but Hanbei shook his head and stopped him. So Fuma, why don't you think that was the true boss? That is just how I see it. I don't know how demons think, so I can't say anything for sure. It's fine, say it. It looked like their panic was a little reserved for having taken out their supreme commander. It looked like they were retreating in order to rebuild their forces. I thought so too. It didn't look like they were running for their lives. It seemed like they were planning their next assault. For a short while, everyone was silent. Everyone was deep in thought after realizing the battle wasn't finished yet. However, Yukimura broke the silence. In any case, we're safe tonight, right? Let's prepare for tomorrow and exterminate the demons, right guys? It was like he was trying to cheer me up. He smiled at me. Yeah, you're right. I nodded and softly touched the dagger on my chest. I still didn't know. My memories were shrouded in mist. How was I to grieve over my true loved ones? What was I to think of these men? My false father, brother, fiancé, and servant? They were summoned here on my behalf. It hurt just breathing. It felt like the dagger under my hand was chuckling. Alright, that's the prologue done. We have 5 different routes. I plan on doing every single route. We have Yukimura, the hot-blooded and valiant warring states commander summoned as your twin brother. Masamune Date, the taciturn warring states commander summoned as your castle's leading general. Nobunaga Oda, the enigmatic warring states commander summoned as your father. Contains spoilers recommended for later play, so we might save Nobunaga for last. Hanbei Takanaga, the cool and calm warring states commander summoned as your fiancé. And Kotaro Fuma, the aloof ninja summoned as your castle's ninja. Let's have a sticky beak at the character introductions, my bad. You are a princess during Japanese... I can't speak English today. You are a princess during Japan's warring states period. Loved by your people, you live a peaceful life and want for nothing. However, one day your castle is attacked by hideous demons. And just as the castle is about to fall apart, your wish calls 5 heroes from different worlds to your time. As a princess, it is your duty to protect your country and your people. Will you risk your life for love? Yukimura Sanada, a bold and daring general who can take on entire armies by himself. He is summoned as the main character's twin brother. Although he has feelings for you, he struggles with the blood relation between the two of you. Hanbei Takanaga, a brilliant tactician who is cool-headed and composed and can sometimes seem cruel. He is summoned as the main character's fiancé. He is the first to sense that something is wrong with his presence in the castle and tries to prod you, the woman he is supposed to be engaged to, for information. Masamune Date, a mighty warrior who excels in physical strength, martial arts, and horseback riding. Jeez boy, jack of all trades, master of none. In particular, he possesses unrivaled command of the bow and arrow. Gee, you really are a jack of all trades, master of none. He is summoned as the He is summoned as the most skilled and revered commander of the main character's country. His easygoing nature leads you to rely on him like an older brother. As he was the leader of a country in his own time, he feels a little out of place here. Kotaro Fuma. He is summoned as the ninja reinforcement, who has come to the main character's castle. Originally served a neighboring country which was devastated by demons. Moves like a shadow and possesses nearly inhuman techniques. Somewhat of a loner and dislikes groups. He dislikes being held back by rules imposed on him by others and lives a free and unrestrained life. You sound like Hibari Kyoya from Katekyo Hitman Reborn, except more aloof. And I'm assuming you came from a European state because most Japanese, China places don't have blonde hair, blue eyes. And Nobunaga Oda, an extraordinary man and providential hero of the Warring States period, also feared as the demon of the Sixth Heaven. He is summoned as the main character's father. He seems to know some things about his situation from the beginning and speaks in riddles to try and test you. So yeah, we'll leave Nobunaga for last. However, I am going to leave it up to all of you in the comments to decide which route we're going to go with first. Kotaro, Masamune, Hanbei, or Yukimura. Just comment on which one you want. And whichever one I see the most of will be the route I'll go with. But yeah, that's the first part of Destiny's Princess. Hope you've all enjoyed watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next part.